Oh, that's a pretty decent elite clue. Get a full crystal key from that. And a spiffy little top hat to go with it. I like that. And these planks for later.
Hey guys, Herb Quest here with some Iron Man gains from the past couple of weeks.
Man, I hate a toothpick. I got a joint here, man. I've been saving for a special occasion. Man, hey, it is a toothpick, man.
And with that, the gargoyle task is over. Oh, did the brittle... Oh, there's the brittle key. I think I can use that to unlock that, but I'm not going to go up. Alright, cool. Right, I need to be on task anyway. Awesome. So let's grab a new one. Cave Kraken, that's a good task. Sweet. Oh, I don't actually have that stash unit. Could have sworn I used to have a crozier, but I guess I can't yet complete this hard clue. That's unfortunate. It's on the last step, too. 5 steps in. Alright, and there is the last loop. Alright, we have the imbued Zamorak cape. I'm now good to go for Kraken. And coming in with the last Kraken kill of the inventory for some death runes. Did a couple inventories this task, managed to get another tentacle, didn't get it on clip though because I was uploading the last video at the time, took the risk with the intense lag, but it paid off because I did get that tentacle and I didn't die. Even with the intense lag, you can still eat in time because Kraken has to be the easiest boss in the game. I think they should buff Kraken, to be honest. Let me know what you guys think about that. Does Kraken need a buff? It is level 87 Slayer after all, and drops some pretty high-end stuff for how easy it is. So I decided to do some Rune Dragons for the first time after completing Dragon Slayer 2, and mostly I want to kill these so that I can try and get the Dragon Crossbow too, because I've been doing some Saradomin God Wars in my free time, hoping to get that Armadillo crossbow, and I think the Dragon crossbow can actually help me get that, because it has a little bit of a better accuracy bonus against the Sarah boss, and also, if I don't get it, then at least I'll have something that can fire dragon bolts, because I've gotten a few of those from Vorkath, and I might want to bring some with me for Raids 2 on the day of release of that. I've found Rune Dragons fairly enjoyable. I prayer flicked the whole way, so I didn't have to use any prayer pots. I'm able to one-tick prayer flick while I'm AFKing nowadays, because it's just sort of like riding a bike, a pattern just gets in your head. And I've just been watching YouTube videos, chilling with friends and whatnot, and just killing Rune Dragons on the side. Actually, speaking of stuff on the side, another game I've been playing a lot lately is Age of Empires 3, which is why some of these clips are multiple weeks old. But back to the benefits of Rune Dragons here. I'm getting mad rune bars, which are going to help a lot for smithing, which is one of the last 99s that I need to go for max stats. So I'm very happy to stock up on these rune bars. And as for how the trips are going, it's really smooth because I've got the desert amulet and the crafting cape. The desert amulet is brand new. This is my first time really testing that out in a grind, and it feels really nice just to head back to that statue, recharge everything, go back to the crafting guild bank, and then just head right back. Just easy as. I love it. The only thing that I could imagine would be more smooth would be having the little restoration pool in my house along with the jewelry box, but I'm not quite there yet. but I have the money for construction. A lot of it's getting tied up in battle stabs again, because although I haven't been able to play as much lately, I've still been able to get my battle stabs every single day, and I can hold up to around 14,000 of those until that's how many air orbs I have, and then I've got to combine those, alchem, and then I'll have a super giant cash stack. I'm thinking it might be up to 200 mil this time even. And then with that, I'm going to use for construction just whenever that hits. But in the meantime, I'll be working on Slayer. Now, Rune Dragons isn't really Slayer related, it's more smithing related, and there's a few unlocks that I need from these as well in the process. So I don't mind camping these for a little while, at least until I get the rare drops from them. Then in the background, while I'm actually doing the voiceover commentary for these sped up clips, I'm chopping some redwood logs because I would eventually like to do a giant Shades of Morton grind for the hard clues right after construction, so I can see how many hard clue loots I can get in the little clue chest that you can have in your player-owned house. I want to do a nice little binge of those. I think that'd be fun. Clue scrolls has always been something that's really fun for me, and I did 1,000 easies on this account already. I wouldn't mind matching it. I don't know how I'd get the mediums though. I don't really feel like doing the standard Puro method for that. But hard clues would be really easy and fun with Shades of Morton. I think I'd get a lot of alchables out of that too, so it might even be worth doing before I work on construction, because construction's going to drain my cash stack. Well, actually, it might be a good reboost of my cash after construction as well, so I don't know. We'll see how the cards play out as far as Slayer goes. And speaking of Slayer, the reason why these ruined dragons are relevant to getting the dragon crossbow to do Saradomin is because one of my tasks, well, my current task is spiritual creatures, and what I want to do is I want to go out to the wilderness and kill the ones out in the wilderness godward's dungeon and stock up on ecumenical keys, which I want to use to go do Sarah to get the Armadale crossbow. So that's why all that's relevant, because I've got the spiritual task right now, and I feel like it'd be a relatively fun grind to do before officially getting back on the Slayer grind is a Dragon crossbow limb grind. But for now, here's some live commentary. Wow, that was unexpected. I was hoping for the dragon crossbow limbs, and I ended up getting the rarer one. I might go get my fashionscape on after a bit. I have to hit up the mythical guild in order to get that other piece to this, though. Let's see what this looks like. Alright guys, I was about to go to the mythical guild. Actually, I am here right now to exchange this dragon metal lump for a dragon plate body. However, I didn't know you actually need the chain for it, which explains why that's gone up in price. I've never gotten a chain yet, so I'm gonna let this sit in my bank for now as one bank space rather than getting the other piece from here and having two bank spaces. I'll wait to get that piece until I get a D chain in the future. But for now, back to Rune Drags. I didn't realize that I only killed that few, but it turns out I only killed 68, minus a couple others. I got this on like kill 65, that dragon lump there. That just blew my mind how early I got that. And I'm mostly down here going for the crossbow. I'm debating whether I want to go with the adamant dragons. Actually, yeah, I think I am going to go with the adamant dragons because they dropped crossbow too, and I kind of want to keep that at 68 KC and come back here with a dragon plate body and show that off. So I think I'm actually no. The rune dragons drop such good bars though. They're so good for smithing. It's so hard to say, really. So in the end, I decided to stick with the Rune Dragons to try and get the Dragon Crossbow because they do have better bar drops, and I want to eventually make all those bars into Rune Darts for the blowpipe bossing later on. One day I might go back to Addy Dragons in order to complete the set of full dragon, because I think that's an iconic thing to do in terms of RuneScape completion, having a set of full dragon with the plate body and kite shield, full helm. One goal for the future, but not the current goal. It's maxing right now, and I need this dope ass Smith and XP and Slayer XP from the darts that these bars will eventually be making me.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Is that all you needed?
That's all I needed. I got the Dragon Metal Lump too, but like way earlier.
So you're done with Rune Dragons.
I am.
You didn't even get a drop.
That's because it was that guy's half kill. I'm just like in shock right now. I've got the recording on. Wow.
You need me to pause this for just 1 second?
Yeah.
Princess, we gotta pause this for 1 second, okay?
Alright guys, coming in with a dragon limbs drop. I'm gonna go make this and then we'll get on with Slayer and the Saradomin God Wars grind. Alright, so my Rune Dragon luck in terms of RNG is amazingly decent. In fact, it's straight overpowered. 227 kills, and I got the Dragon Metal Lump first, around 68 kills. It is a 1 in 5,000 drop, and now I've got the Rune Limbs, god damn it, Dragon Limbs. I keep on saying Rune, I'm so not used to the concept of a dragon crossbow, but I got those within the next couple hundred kills, 227 kills total, and I got both rare drops. And I'm going to be fancy and make this little crossbow out of tree roots. And for the first time ever, making use of that magic stock option. And with this crossbow made, I now have a new tier of weapon. That's a weapons upgrade for the account. This hasn't happened to me in a while on Iron Man mode. This feels pretty special right now, actually, having this dragon crossbow. Let's see what the stats are, how much better it is than a rune crossbow. Plus 4 more accuracy. Pretty decent, pretty decent. Well, while we're on an RNG hot streak, I suppose we should go hit up some Saradomin God Wars and score ourselves that Armadillion crossbow. And make this dragon one obsolete as soon as possible. RIP. Alright, so it's time to take this dragon crossbow out for a spin. First test run with it, and I'm going to be using the Onyx Bolts E, which has driven me to use the Ava's Assembler instead of going to the ranged cape. Because the ranged cape, although it does provide significantly better defense, this keeps more of the ammo, and this ammo is considered to be extremely expensive. Even though the effect is probably going to be negligible, I just want to see how many kills I can get in a trip. And then maybe we'll compare it with like some Dragon Onyx bolts if I end up bothering to make those. I know a lot of Iron Men end up just simply alching these, but I feel that that's such a waste to alch them when you can, you know, go for little records and whatnot. I mean, I know I'm nowhere near setting a record, but it's just fun to try. Let's see how far we get in here. Alright, and as for the Saradomin kills themselves, they went pretty smoothly. This bow, the accuracy is quite noticeable. Feel better wearing the range cape with it though, gives it that little bit of extra defense. I was mixing up the trips a little bit. This first trip here I was using the new Avas because I wanted to max out on accuracy and see how that was. But you really do kind of need the defense here unless you're using the Bodhi prayer flicking method. But as you can see, that kill count's getting up there. Still no crossbow yet, and we're nearing 1,000 kill count. So RNG wise, we should be looking at something pretty soon. But for now, here's some live commentary. Well, guys, coming in with Saradomin hilt number 2. I'm gonna drink this brew for it. Nice little 44 mil drop. Not the drop I'm looking for though, but a nice little 44 mil drop nonetheless. And 4 kills later, we're teleporting out, and I figured just for shits and giggles, why not price check the loot with and without the Saradomin hilt and see what the profit looks like. So without the hilt, it looks like 112k, and we used about 1.8 mil worth of chinchompas for this 100k. And if we toss in that hilt, oh, I almost forgot about that half key in there, so we better make that 140k to be fair. But with the hilt, it's worth 44.3 mil, almost 44.4 mil if you include that little half key there, giving it a generous overprice. But yeah, that Saradomin hilt was a nice little surprise. But since it's not a crossbow yet, I'm gonna keep on using my chins here, and whenever I get a Slayer task, I'll do the spirituals in the Wilderness God Wars dungeon, then use keys up here. Only problem with this whole process is that I need to keep on gathering chins in order to get these efficient speed kills. Although I could probably try it with just the crossbow and save the chins for Arma, since I'm going to need a lot of chins for Arma too, and at the rate this is going, I might be catching chins over 200 Hunter if I want to go for all pets. That's a little bit of a hyperbole, of course, but it's going to take a while, and yeah, I'm kind of curious about how a run would go with just a crossbow, because I've seen other people do it that way, and seems like it'd take longer. We'll give it a try next episode. But for now, peace. Have a good night, afternoon, whatever, wherever. Yeah. Only 5 stats to 99 and a few items left before I can start doing some consistent raids runs. And then Raids 2 is coming out soon, and I'm not even ready to start the Raids 1 grind. I might do some day of release content on Raids 2 though, just to see how it goes. Kinda curious. Seems like it's gonna be hype. Peace, guys.